me, mayohosko, coming to you at 60 frames per second in 4K resolution. No sugar, no filler, just real whole egg, and welcome to my channel.
Clicking ain't easy, but it's fun when you're clicking those bricks with Mayo and Cliff. Welcome to the hangout where the Lego rolls. Clicking those bricks with Mayo and Cliff. Clicking those bricks, clicking those bricks. We know bricks. Clicking those bricks, clicking those bricks. Hello and welcome to another live hangout. This time we are with the one and only Clicking Cliff. We're going to make this a speed run episode today. Say hi.
What's going on, everybody? Panda, Rob, Johnny,
Yeah,
himself.
got in the chat. So Panda's, I guess, going to be listening to us while he's driving. We got Rob Claxton, Johnny G, Zelda, Seth, Dario. Nice to see y'all here. So don't forget to smash that like button. I have been in communication to do this for a while now, and we're going to have a good time today. So we've got some things to do right off the bat. Because it's very fitting for our guest.
Mayo is frozen on the stream. That is so hilarious. Look at him. Everybody's talking. He's frozen. Super focused, Mayo. Super focused. Look at him. Yep. If you move, you gotta give us Lego. Yep.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Cliff made that during the 72-hour stream. That's because I was really focused on building some trees. Also, we got Zelda up in here. And we got Cal in chat too. Moo! And we got something else because Cal's here too.
Man, that's old.
Yeah, because that's from either 1 or 2 generations ago of clicking and bricking, and Zissou appreciates that. So I think so most people know who you are, but if they don't know who Clicking Cliff is, you can go use the link in the description to subscribe to Cliff on YouTube and follow him on Instagram. When do you do your weekly streams? Because you have 2 of them.
Well, we do it every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central. That's the jungle stream. Then me and my luscious long hair guy, the Brickable Cow, we do clicking and breaking every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Central.
And then you're also involved in other projects like Coffee Time.
Yes, we do have Coffee Time on the Brickable Cow's channel every Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Central. We talk about everything.
Exactly. That's right. And we're just gonna do something very quickly. And yeah, good. So we're gonna do the so we're gonna get into the getting to know questions first. But Cliff, do you remember the 3 questions?
I do not know the 3 questions.
So to recap, the 3 questions are: did you buy any Lego this week? How was your week? And do you have any news about your collection or your social media? You can answer them in any order.
All right. Well, nope, I have not bought Lego. I had a video come out the other day of a haul, but that was a bunch of sets I bought, and I just put it all in one video. My week's been good. It's been a good week. Only thing that's exciting going on my channel, I think, is the Sig Fig boxcar race. So if you check them out, go check them out. But that's about it.
Yeah. So you've said in the past that you were a retired fireman, and is that the one of the reasons why you've been collecting those fire station sets?
Yes, I am a retired firefighter. I am partial to the fire station sets. There's a few that's eluded me that I'm still trying to get, but yeah, and I do the fire trucks too.
Yeah, because I know that you collected some of the vintage ones, so I think that'll lead into the getting to know questions. So when did you start collecting Lego?
Well, I don't know what year it was. I wasn't that into Lego as a kid. I had some Lego. I just built a wall and ran my Hot Wheels through. That's about the extent of my building. But when I got disabled and stuff, I got into Lego and came from there.
Yeah,
And
so
I think it was the it was right after the C thing, 2020. I think 2021. I was watching Lego Master season one whenever that came out, and that's when I started buying Lego, and I've done it ever since.
yeah, so I think I might know the answer because of what you've said on your social media in the past. But what is your favorite Lego set?
Whew, boy, that's a hard one. The Titanic. It's
The
probably one of
type.
the number one. And the Ghostbusters Firehouse. They're pretty close together.
Yeah, because I remember when you built the Titanic on either a 12 or a 24-hour stream.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and um yeah, and I also remember you built the Ghostbusters Firehouse on a series of streams, didn't you?
I did that, I think, on a subscriber when I had a certain subscriber level, but I don't remember which one it was. But yeah, I did it on an 8 hour stream and finished up on a few other of my jungle streams.
Yeah. So, do you have a favorite year for Lego?
Favorite year? You mean as in like Lego sets when they came out?
Yeah, it could be anywhere from the foundation of the company up until right now.
Well, I don't know what year it was. You're the best at that, but I didn't miss out on it. But I'm trying to catch up to them. It's a castle theme.
Well, there's been several generations of castle themes. Are
I,
are
I,
you thinking about one particular?
I like the kingdoms.
So the kingdoms that were sold from 2010 to 2012.
Yes, I do like it.
So are you thinking about sets like the King's Castle from 2010, or sets like the Mill Village Raid with the goat from 2011, or sets like the Joust from 2012?
The joust. I've been trying to put pieces together to buy that or build that from piece count, but not to buy the set, but just the pieces so I can build it. Joust.
So, yeah. So if you were to narrow it down between 2011 or 2012, which one would you choose?
2012.
2012, because we've got an answer. Well, that's three consecutive interviewees. We've had favorite year answers from their era, because because we've had 2010, 2011, and now 2012. So, do you remember your first Lego set?
Yes, it would be the Captain America mech.
And we always go to Brickset to find those. So, do you know which year it came out?
I believe it was 2020.
Okay,
I think it was the year up when it came out. It may be 2019. I'm pretty sure it was 2020.
Yeah, so
Or 2021.
I'm going to see if I can find that on Brickset, as we always like to do. But I know that at one stage you were trying to build a superhero city.
Yes, and that's still going to be in the works when I get that shop built out there. I still plan on doing that.
Yeah.
I have more room that way.
Yeah, I can't find the exact set on Brickset, so we'll have to get back to that later.
Okay.
But do you have a favorite minifigure ever?
No, I'm not a minifigure collector per se. I don't. I like them all. I don't know if I don't know if I have a special year for them or not.
So you might not have a favorite minifigure ever, but you've gone through several iterations of your sig figs.
Yes, I did. I did go through four four of them. The first one came in a 3-in-1 spaceship set, and then I just used the same torso and legs and put a Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Obi-Wan Kenobi hut set. Put him as a face and with a red cap, and then yep, that'd be it right there.
Yeah, because this is the Lego. This is the Lego Marvel sets 76168 Captain America mech armor from the Marvel superheroes theme sub theme of Avengers, released in 2021. Had 121 pieces, one minifigure.
Yep,
That's a big shield.
it is. I still got that shield. I do have him parted out in my parts. Yes, Cal, I do part out sets too. But yeah, that was the first one my wife bought me because I just mentioned that I liked Lego, and she went and bought me that, and it was fun. So my collection grown.
Nice, because like I've never been one to be interested in mechs, but I know a lot of people are.
I'm not really a mech kind of guy. I don't. I mean, I like some of them. Only reason why I built that is because my wife bought it for me. But after I saw Lego.com, because I don't have a Lego store beside me, and everything was, I saw different stuff, and I gravitated to different areas.
Because I mean, this question goes without saying because I know the answer, but your favorite theme is anything to do with the dinosaurs.
Yes, I got two favorite themes. It'd be the Jurassic World, the dinosaur. Yeah, my first love was the Jurassic World when I got into Lego.
Yeah, because like I remember when the Jurassic World sets came out for the 2015 movie, and when the Lego sets came out, then that really took the Lego community by storm, because before that we had the Dino theme that was released back in 2012. Before that, we had the Dino 2010 / Dino Attack in the mid 2000s, and then in the year 2000, that's when we first got dinos from the Dino Island sub theme of Lego Adventures.
Yes.
Yeah, and so those sets, when they came out in 2015, I remember a lot of people really liking them.
Yeah, they're pretty cool sets. I enjoyed them.
Hello, Olive Brick. Good to see you. Johnny wants me to interview Cal next. There's a challenge.
I think you should.
Well, Cal, if you want to organize something, let's do it. Seth said Cliff is gonna have the whole world built, and Zissou congrats you on hitting LIBN status. Seth thinks the Titanic was really impressive. Zelda confirmed that the gravity works today.
Yep. Thank you for that tip, Zissou. I would never know until you told me.
Yeah, so I want to take a quick look back in time to show the 2015 Jurassic World sets. Just skim through them, because I think it was the year 2015 where, because these sets were so popular, Lego went full throttle on producing sets with dinosaurs afterwards.
They're beautiful sets.
Because I think you've said that you've gone back and bought some of these old dinosaur models.
Yes, you pass a couple of them.
And this was the big one. This was the Indominus Rex
Yes,
breakout.
I've got the dinosaur. I don't have the set. I just got the dinosaur.
Yeah, because to get a white dinosaur back then was really cool.
Yeah, because they changed the color to gray now. It used to be white. Now it's gray.
Yeah, something tells me I don't think Cal's ready to schedule anything
Oh,
like.
he's going to be ready. If he may not know yet, but he's going to do it.
Well, because I'm happy to do it any Friday night Cal wants to do it. Yeah. So like I just remember how excited people were back then for this stuff.
I wish I had that set. That'd be cool to have. I mean, I think that looks pretty cool.
Because I mean maybe it's just my memory deceiving me, but I don't remember some of this being that blocking. I think something is crowding my memory there. But I remember people were getting this poly bag at places like GameStop as well as the Lego store. This was kind of overly abundant back then.
Yes.
And I know people that own multiple of these baby Velociraptor playpens.
I don't know if I had that or not, but I got one.
Yeah,
But I
so
think
like
it's the newest one.
they went full throttle. And I know that when you used to have your Jurassic World park, you used this Lockwood Estate as the train station.
Yes, that is my favorite. One of my favorites.
Yeah, and I'm just scrolling back and I'm seeing so many of these sets. I remember you building them on your
Mhm.
streams because you've been streaming for what, 4 years now?
3.
3. Yeah, kind of just going over some of these, and I remember you got some of these sets and you gradually added them to your Jurassic World park. But now instead of having it spread out on a table, you got them on shelves, don't you?
Yes, I got them on a shelf. That too will change when I get that shop because that Jurassic World Park is coming back. So
Oh, nice. And I remember how excited you were for this gate set.
that was my very first Jurassic Park set. Believe it or not, that was my first big purchase.
Yeah, because and I know that a lot of people who are dinosaur fans, they really liked that because the gate from the Jurassic Park movie, any scenes involving that are so iconic.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, enough out of that. Yeah. So yeah. So we went through all that, and so now yeah. So we actually got by those getting to know questions rather well. So some things I wanted to get into is so you bought a lot of those Creator 3-in-1 castles when they were on Walmart clearance to build that massive castle.
Yes, sir.
So like were you so when so like any mock builder has a thought process about how they want to source their pieces to build their mocks. Did you purposely wait for that set to go on a good enough sale?
No, not really. Long story short, when I first wanted to do a castle thing, I didn't have a lot of parts behind me, and I just started buying 3 and seeing a rebrickable model. So I'd buy 3, another rebrickable model, and I saw another rebrickable model that took 3 castles. So I bought 3 more, and built that. And I did that 3 times. I ended up buying 6. And then one would pop up. One of my friends would say, "Hey, there's a 3-in-1 castle here on sale," and I said, "Well, heck yeah, I'll buy it." So I accumulated all my brick to build my brick my castle.
And Johnny thinks that the Claire minifigure's cute. And kind of a segue from the minifigures, you then, so after you got all the brick to start building that big castle, you started going to lego.com for army building.
Yes, when I had my layout in my old place, I just did the castle layout, and I wanted army, and I got into army build. I wanted three factions. I wanted of course the Lion Knights and the Black Falcons were out at that time, so I built me up an army. Then the Wolfpack came out, and I started building that army. So, and then I got into the minifigure club with the cow, and they have a castle thing each month. You get like 10 figures, castle figures. So I started getting some of them, and so it helped me build my army. Of course, Cal would be nice and send me one every month too.
And speaking of the TMC, hey Dina, and also hey George. Good to see you here. Don't forget to hit that like button upon entry to the stream. Yeah, so and now like there is a little bit of an interesting dynamic because I've been on YouTube for 12 years and I've seen people come and go, and you were a part of the next generation of Lego YouTubers. There were people who, back in 2018, during the adpocalypse, they lost the monetization for their channels, and so they quit. But there was a weird wave of people who came into the community after adpocalypse, and I think that's because, and I could be totally wrong when I say this, but once YouTube put out their thresholds in order to be monetized, I think a lot of people on YouTube did stuff with their channel to meet those thresholds. That was before Copper in 2020. And then so February of 2020 was when there was another wave of people who quit YouTube because they didn't want to have to deal with Copper. But then 1 month later, the Rona plagues the whole world, and a bunch of people get online. They start making YouTube videos. And it was a part of that wave where I came back onto YouTube because I saw so many people who were questioning what Copper would do to YouTube videos, experiment with their videos, and see what would work and what wouldn't. And that's why I came back onto YouTube. And so that 2019 period, I know that your friend, the Cajun Yeti, was uploading stuff then. And I remember I would always, we would see each other's comments when commenting on Briggsar's stuff. And then we got into talking one day. I actually helped Yeti get introduced to StreamYard because someone had helped me with StreamYard. So after I helped Yeti, I think Yeti told me years ago that he was the one who encouraged you to start streaming.
Yeah, he did. He, I guess, pulled me out of the crowd, and I did stream my first stream with the Cajun Yeti. We had a good time with it.
Yeah, because I remember all of that, and then you slowly got used to it, and you've kept up that momentum for the past 3 years.
I don't. Yeah, I just like hanging out with my friends. I mean, that's the reason why I do it. The only reason.
Yeah,
If I didn't have friends, I wouldn't be doing this at all.
Yeah, so because so for those playing along at home, I've been on YouTube for 12 years. I've been subscribed to Briggsar for 11 years. I actually created my channel 3 months after him. So if it wasn't for Brigzar, I wouldn't have known about Yeti. If it wasn't for Yeti, I wouldn't have known about you. And with all of my contacts on social media right now, I think I can confidently say that you are single-handedly responsible for 90% of the people I contact on a weekly basis because of your streams.
Well, I really think that we would have found each other anyway, because this community that we have, we'll see each other and other people in other people's chats. But yeah, that's all it is. I just want to hang out with friends.
Yes.
It's just, well, I'm big as a rock, Johnny G, but I don't know if I'm a rock. I enjoy doing it because, like I said, I'm disabled. There ain't nothing else to do but to hang out with my friends and do stuff, on the interwebs. So that takes a lot of things away from. So, who's Cliff?
Yeah, well, because of the fact that you do things on your social media to hang out with friends, is how I got to know other people, because I started developing friendships with your viewers, and then I realized that, hey, they do stuff on social media too, and then I started doing collaborations with them, and then they introduced me to their friends. And so I developed friendship circles off of your friendship circle. And so it's the point where you can trace everything down the line far enough to form a family tree.
Yep.
And so like there's a lot of people who I talk to, and they really don't do much outside of watching other people and making stuff for themselves. They're not one to do a collaboration with people. So they're kind of like the twig on the end of the tree branch. They're the leaves blowing in the wind.
Well, I
And
tell you,
Yep.
without the twigs, you wouldn't have a tree, and they support you as well as anybody. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So if I'm going to keep using my tree analogy for the way that I look at my contacts, Brigzar is the trunk, but you are one of, if not probably the biggest of the branches.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I think everybody that helps me out, you always been there for me on my long streams, and Seth, and of course Zizu and the cow. They're pretty good support group.
Yeah, exactly. And like that's all a part of one big friendship circle.
Yep.
And it's because we enjoy a lot of similar things, and we therefore talk about it.
Yeah. Yep. The Lego community has a bunch of community, everybody has clicks. I don't understand the clicks. I never was a click guy. I always force myself on other people all the time. I don't believe in clicks. I think we all like this hobby that we're in, that we stream and do stuff all the time. Everybody should be friendly to one another.
Yeah, because I mean, you could call it a support group, of which it is very supportive, but in one way or another, it is a clique. It's an inviting clique. There are some cliques that want to keep you out. You want to let people in because
more the merrier.
Exactly, because clicking ain't easy, but it's fun, especially when you're deciding whether the click is good or bad. Mm.
Yeah, I do. I invite everybody. Anybody that wants to come on the channel or hang out. I usually try to hang out with them. I try not to, push people away. There's some that deserve it, but I mean, it's either you like me or you don't.
Yeah, because I think there's a lot of people addicted to Lego now because Lego YouTube is so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so and also so something within your friendship circle support group is the LIBN.
Yes. Yes. That was just a joke back in the day. We get on the interwebs and we see everybody with the LAN, Lego Ambassador Network. And I was sitting backstage. I said, we're going to call a group of LIBN, Lego iBot Network. That, I buy it. I show it off. It's mine. So it's a Lego iBot Network. And I just kept with it. And then I seen you do a whole video with it. And I seen Big Nate, Scotty. They do LIBN videos too. So I think it's kind of funny. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, because like when I talk about a Lego home around you, I won't call it a home. I will call it an LIBN.
That's right.
Because like LIBN has now become because of the terminology in your friendship circle, LIBN has become a synonym to home.
Yeah. I try to have fun with it, and that's what this is all about. It's just having fun. Be yourself and have fun.
And now there's some people, including in this chat, who put LIBN as a tag in their home videos.
That's right. That's how it's supposed to be. It's fun.
Exactly. So Johnny says, yeah, here's the Legos Lego sent me when I played it. No, when I played for it, lol.
Johnny G.
Yeah.
What's up, George?
Yeah. So, like, for those who don't know, and we're just gonna do a brief brush by. We're both sports fans, particularly with two sports, football and baseball. And so I always like to see the Royals doing well because the Royals are a likable team. But I don't like to see the Chiefs doing well because in this era they're an unlikable team. They are this era's version of the New England Patriots. And so something I wanted to I wanted to tell Cliff in preparation for this. I was thinking about he got the wood over me 2 Super Bowls ago, and now I got the wood over him in this Super Bowl.
Yeah, we lost. It wasn't the best game we played. The offensive line had trouble. They're addressing it. They've addressed it. They got players now, so I think we'll be good next year.
Yeah, because you drafted an offensive tackle with the last pick of the first round, and like the Chiefs need as much help on the offensive line. I think a lot of teams need a lot of help on their offensive line, but there are some teams like my team that don't.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, so we're just gonna brush past that. But what I will say, just to put a cap on that, is that the Chiefs only lose Super Bowls when their offensive line doesn't perform well, and I think Patrick Mahomes needs one more Super Bowl to overtake a Peyton Manning on the all-time rankings, in my opinion. And I think he only needs 2 more Super Bowls to get to 5, not 4 more to get to 7 to become the greatest, in my opinion.
I think he needs to become the greatest.
I think he's probably got 10 more years left in his career with the way he's been able to abstain from serious injuries, and I think he will win 2 in the next 10 years, and I think he will become the greatest of all time. That is my personal opinion.
I hope.
Because like I remember when Patrick Mahomes got drafted, it was Lewis Riddick on ESPN who said, "This dude Patrick Mahomes is going to be something special."
Yep,
he beat everyone to the punch as a former NFL scout and NFL analyst, and he had one of the best predictions ever that he was going to be something special, because there's no denying that Tom Brady passed the baton to Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, and the less we can say about Taylor Swift, the better. Anyway, so you've always got something to build, and right now you're building the Batmobile, aren't you?
Yep. We're doing that every Wednesday night.
So that's the
Till
classic
finished.
TV series version.
Yes, that's the '66 classic TV series. Adam West, I think, was the Batman in that.
Yeah, because along with the dinosaurs and the castle, you do a lot of stuff with Batman sets, and also a lot of friends like to build Batman sets with you. Like is it Seth that's also building the Batmobile with you right now?
Yes. As a matter of fact, he's the bigger Batman fan than me. I like Batman, but I'm not like overwhelmed in love with Batman. But I like the cars and stuff. I do have a little bit of Batman collection, but I don't have a lot. And me and Seth usually tries to build something together, and I know he liked it, so I went and got it so I can build with him, and it's been great. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, well, I don't know about the Lego movies, but I know that people sometimes give it to you about the Lego movie, don't you?
Yeah, I've watched it. It's not my favorite, but I've watched the Lego I didn't watch the Ninjago movies, but I did watch the Lego Batman movie. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was all right.
yeah, because I saw that in theaters, and I thought that Will Arnett was a good voice actor,
Yeah,
and now Will Arnett is the host of Lego Masters USA,
yeah,
and so I think a coincidence, I think not, and so you're actually wearing a Batman t-shirt right now.
yep. Batman. I bought it. I like Batman. I got different shirts.
Yeah, so like the Batman sets are a big thing, and also you got that Smokey the Bear a cutout to the left of you. You did a stream with Cal about that once, didn't you?
Yeah, that was a great stream. Y'all go back and watch that. Me and the cow was bickering because I couldn't figure out the freaking instructions.
Yeah, because like I remember those instructions being rather problematic, and
Oh, they sucked. It was horrible.
yeah, it's kind of like when I'm building a set and it's got the black instructions, and you try put down a dark piece and you get the color confused.
No, 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 no. These are the small little bitty bricks that this old man couldn't really see, and the instructions was worse. But we got it built. I've got to rebuild some of it because it did kind of break on the way over here, but we can fix it. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
do no stream. Yeah, best stream ever.
yeah. So insert sarcasm here with that comment.
Do what?
Insert sarcasm here with this
Yeah,
comment.
yeah,
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 the micro bricks whack instructions.
yeah. It was bad. It was like he was trying to show me how to do it on stream, and I couldn't get it.
And Seth doesn't like her nano blocks apparently.
Yeah, those were they were. Those real bitty and in the box. Oh my land, it was horrible.
Yeah, and Zelda's asking since we were talking about smoking the bear pushing since what 82.
Hmm. What is pushing no PPP? What you're smoking PPP?
Yeah, yeah. So you know what? Because you guys just said that, we need to do this. PPP. The weed.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So like there's lots of things that that you talk about on your streams, because there's so many different interest groups that have spawned its own conversations.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we
and
talk
also,
about a lot of stuff.
you're wearing a Clicking Cliff cap right there.
Yep. I used to have a merch line, but it's I don't have it no more.
Yeah, because of I know other people had merch stores, but the cost went up, so they closed their stores.
If somebody wants a hat, they need they can contact me, and I'll try to get one made and send them out. But I don't have nobody doing it for me no more.
Yeah, and also circling back to that Jurassic World park, that's where so you used the Lockwood estate as a train station. So
Yep.
that means that you own Lego trains. Isn't that the 2018 dark blue and bright light orange passenger train?
Yes, I got two of them.
Yeah, because like those sets were designed to buy two of them so that you could put them end to end.
Yeah. I didn't put the engine part on the rear. I just kept it just one engine, and then the cars, and I had the other engine look like it wrecked on the side of the track.
Hmm. Yeah, because like what I was doing with my city update is the big thing I was preparing for the real estate on my table is I had neglected to put the train track behind the modulars, and I wanted to give enough space for the train track to run at the back and the skyscrapers to be in front, but also give enough space for there to be a platform in between the skyscrapers and the railway line, and all of that be behind the modulars. So, like, we both have experience where it takes careful planning to get the train track in place for the rest of a layout to function properly.
They take a lot of room.
Because tracks take up a lot of real estate, and particularly if you're using some switches for sidings or branch lines, then it throws off the math even more.
Yeah. I do want like I said, when I get that building fixed up, I will have a train in my Jurassic Park layout again. I think I'm going to try to make the tracks in the air. Like make it look kind of like a monorail, even though we don't have a monorail. We kind of have the tracks over the layout. I think it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, because I was thinking if you're going to do something like that, perhaps you could build some open air coaches so people who are going on a safari tour type thing can see the dinosaurs as they stare out of the coaches.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
that's what they do at a lot of tourist railways is they don't bother having roofs on the coaches. They have it open air so people can stand in the coaches and stare out grabbing the fences.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because I remember watching those videos about your old Jurassic World park and thinking it's kind of awkward having an intercity type train going through what is a rather touristy area.
Yeah. I just wanted a train. Like, I put one in my Jurassic Park. They had them in the movies. I just didn't think about having an open top, but that's a good idea. I didn't think about that back then.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that I could make that suggestion for you because there's a lot of potential with Lego trains. It's just rather difficult to incorporate them. So Zelda's asking, do you think a kangaroo could whop a raptor? I think them fighting words.
I don't think a raptor. I don't think a kangaroo would be able to touch a raptor. Raptor would probably have it ate before it even knew what happened.
Yeah. So Johnny's saying, whose Lego city does Cliff like? What style? I think RC City is my favorite. I like how nuts it is.
I like RC's layout. Lego City. I don't know who own. I don't have a favorite Lego City. I guess Hoosiers and Haley's and B4C's is pretty cool. They're big, but I do like when Haley had her Jurassic Park set up. It was pretty cool.
Zelda likes Soul Town.
Soul Bricks is pretty cool. I like his small builds. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, because Soul Bricks has Soul Town and also his vintage city that's up in his attic.
I like the Vintage City. It's pretty cool too.
Yeah, because his vintage city, the stuff that the layout that Andy Bell exhibited at Brick Fair, Alabama, 2016, the stuff that Matt Simmons has been doing for years, that kind of vintage content is what inspired me with my city, and it's why I follow a lot of vintage Lego pages on Instagram. And whenever you build sets, you like to take pictures and put that on your Instagram.
Yep, I do like to show what I've been building, working on. Mayo, you got a good looking city too. I like your vintage stuff. I like your vintage.
Yeah, because like I like to specialize with vintage because 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 it's kind of a reversal. You're about double my age, but your first Lego set was 3 years ago. I'm half your age, and I'm more interested into sets when you were born than sets that are contemporary right now.
Yep, well, I agree. I like some of them. I got one or two. Butt Shop, got one from Butt Shop, a fire station, and I found one in Bolt.
Yeah,
I was able to build.
because if I recall, you got your hands on both the 1981, the 1984, and the 1994 fire stations
Yep,
because they all came with the road base plate. They had the garage doors that split like a V.
yep. Yep. I ever. Those are two of my favorites. I had to tear them down, but I do plan on building them back. So,
Yeah, because I remember once upon a time you had a shelf just for those sets.
yep, I do want to broaden my horizons. I want to get a shelf that I can buy vintage Lego sets and build and put up there for display. And
Yeah,
I want my goal was I have a space set that I bought that's vintage, but I want to try to get vintage in every theme and put it on a shelf just to display. But I haven't made that goal yet. So
and if you ever wanted to go vintage with the dinos, you'd have to go back and get the Lego Adventurers on Dino Island from 2000 and comparing those to the dinos we get now. You didn't have the printing for the eyes and the mouth, so the extent of eyes on those old 2000s dinosaurs was a molding that was a hole in the eye. That was its eye, kind of like what they used to do with the shark pieces.
yes, I would, Johnny G.
Because you're in the process of getting your Lego workshop put together.
Yeah, that's a project that's going to be coming up in the future. Plan on
Because
getting it done sometime, hopefully.
yeah, because for those who don't know, you recently moved house.
Yeah, I did. I moved. I'm in this little bitty room. You can kind of see a bunch of my Lego is still in these tubs of stuff. So we in underneath the table and in the closet. I ain't got much room in here, so I gotta get that shop up so I can get everything laid back out.
And you were mentioning how the Ghostbusters HQ is one of your top two sets ever. Above your head in this frame, you got the Ecto One.
Yep, right there. Yep, I didn't break that down. I didn't have the heart in me. The firehouse ain't break down. It's sitting on the table along with my castle stuff, and it's just a mess right now.
And also back there, I can see some of the facade, some of the scenery that had some of the fence for the Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah, that's up there. Is that diorama?
Yeah, because that was the one that came with the Jeeps.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I got some Star Wars on that shelf. I got the gates are down there. I got some space behind my parts shelf. There's my parts I've accumulated. It's just
Yeah.
all in a tight spot right now. Titanic's above my head. You can't really see it.
And you have an interesting relationship with Star Wars because you decided that you weren't gonna collect Star Wars anymore, and you've started gradually selling them.
Yes. Matter of fact, I opened up the eBay store just yesterday. I got some sets on there. Got more to put on there probably tomorrow. But yeah, Star Wars got me, and I started buying when I first started Lego. I bought Star Wars and all that stuff. Yeah, I like Star Wars. Then, like I said, I opened up Lego.com. I was just getting these Star Wars sets from Walmart, but I get on the Lego side, and I saw there's a whole lot of world other than Star Wars out there, and I like the Creator Expert vehicles and stuff. I got way into that. Speed Champions. I so I quit doing Star Wars because they're just Technic with plates on it. And I go, that's not really a cool Lego build anymore.
Yeah, because if anyone has been keeping up with your content for enough time, we know how much you like the UCS X-wing.
Oh, I hate it. But yeah, that's gonna be
Yeah.
some stuff too.
Yeah. So Johnny's saying, Cliff, how often do you watch a Mayo stream? Do you love it? Mayo's my favorite. I think Johnny G's just throwing compliments around everywhere.
Well, I watch Mayo every chance I get. Friday is hard sometimes, but I'll try to at least come in and say hi.
Yeah, well, if well, that's only if I do a hangout stream with someone, and I can't eat Snickers because I'm allergic to nuts.
I do watch his new stream on Saturday. I usually have it on in
Yep.
the background as I'm doing stuff in here.
Yeah, the Lego translation stream, because that's at a time where if you're where well, because that's on the bridge between late afternoon and twilight, that's the kind of show you can put on in the background while you're running um while you're doing random tasks around the house. That's kind of the sensation of you're gardening in your backyard when the sun's still shining and you need something to listen to, so you're strap on your headphones or whatever. That's the kind of vibe.
That's a good stream. Y'all need to come check it out.
Yeah, and so yeah, so we covered a lot of things, and there was less questions that I wanted to ask you today because you do so much on your social media platforms that we already know a lot about you, and it really helps to get that information out there because there's less people who aren't in the know. And hello, Copper. Hello, Skywen. Copper says streams and collabs just keep getting better and better, and most of the time his voice is calming.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we actually did that at the start of the stream. So like Cliff may not be as crazy about Star Wars as he used to, particularly Lego Star Wars. But when it comes to Lego Star Wars, Skyrim is the man.
There you go.
Yeah, and
I
so
like the movies, but I don't. I like the OG movies. I don't like the new ones.
yeah, so you're more into the original trilogy.
Yes, that's the ones that I grew up watching, and the ones that I always go watch. I don't make a special point to watch any of the others.
Yeah, so if you haven't done so already, don't forget to leave a like on the stream to support the channel. So May the 4th be with you is coming up in this weekend. I'm not sure if you have any plans for that or not.
It'll be on the 4th. It's a Sunday, so we'll be talking to you on Clicking and Breaking.
Yes, which is why this was a rather fitting time in the schedule, because I'm doing this hangout with Cliff now, and Cliff's going to be interviewing me on Clicking and Bricking At what time on Sunday night?
8 p.m. Central.
9 p.m. Eastern. And if Heather is out there anywhere, that's the best time zone. So yeah, so like we're getting out of here because we're gonna make this as a speed run type stream. But I remember when I built the Ferrari F40 Speed Champions, I did that because I knew that people like you really like Speed Champions.
I love Speed Champions. They're I think they're. I mean, they're a cool little, quick build. You can have fun with them. I love them.
Yeah, and so like one of the main things I think about you is the times that you've built Speed Champions on your streams.
Yep, I built a bunch. I got all of them since I've been back into Lego or been into Lego. Only ones I have not got is these F1 cars. I have not bought a single one of those.
Yeah, I've still got to get my hands on F1 cars because while I'm into F1, you're into NASCAR. Of which when that NASCAR set came out with that Ferrari F40, a lot of the NASCAR fans got really excited.
Yeah, the colors were off, but it was a good build.
Because I think now that NASCAR fans who are Speed Champions collectors have that set, they could easily get the pieces for that set to make a McDonald's car, the M&M's car, the Pennzoil car.
Yeah, they could probably build a bunch.
Whatever the cars that Jimmy Johnson and Dale Earnhardt drove.
They were a Chevy.
Yeah, all with that and good stuff. Just the most beautiful type of racing in a circle.
That's right. I guess all left turns or right turns or something. I didn't know how to turn the other way.
Yeah, and if anyone knows me well enough, you know that's sarcasm. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit of a weird dynamic for Clicking and Bricking on Sunday night. Is you guys interviewed me during the Yeti era. Now you're going to interview me during the Cow era.
Yeah, we like to try to find new creators or creators that we haven't talked to in a while and interview them. We got you, and I think we have Brooke the Builder coming on after you in June. So we're getting new people in all the time.
Yeah, and there's new people coming in all the time, and you're one of the epicenters where those people come to because of what Clicking and Bricking has become.
Yeah, we try to get the involvement as much as we can from the viewers, and have their input on stuff, and we try to get everybody involved in it.
Yeah, so I think that goes without saying. We're gonna cap this stream in literally a minute. So, do you have any closing thoughts?
I appreciate you having me on, Mayo. It was fun. I didn't know. I think you're the first person who ever interviewed me. So hope I was good for you as you were good for me.
Yeah, I think we've said a lot of good things in this past hour.
Right. I do thank everybody for coming and giving Mayo some support. And it was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun. I have to say.
Yeah, so I'll just say thank you for watching this stream. It is appreciated. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. I don't know who I'm going to be doing a one-on-one hangout with next.
Cal.
Maybe it'll be Cal if we can figure something out. Who knows? But anyway, you'll see me tomorrow on the Lego Transocean stream. Thanks for being our hangout guest today. It was good hanging out with you, Cliff.
Good hanging out with you too.
So with that being said, thank you for watching this live stream. I'll see you in my next live stream, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.